I've always worked my whole life. From the minute I turned 16 years old, doing fruit and veg in Sainsbury's down in Dartford, funny enough. Started doing A levels, done GCSE A levels and stuff. Didn't do well on the A levels. Come away from that. And actually, a previous ex-girlfriend's mum found an apprenticeship in the paper. So basically, I put myself on a MVQ training to start an apprenticeship. Ended up doing an apprenticeship up in Orpington, Allied Bakeries, Kingsmill. So doing electrical electronic engineering and MVQs in mechanical work. So it's a multi-skilled apprenticeship. So I ended up doing a 5-year apprenticeship, ONC, HNC, electrical electronic engineering, a couple of MVQs in mechanical work. And then a lot of people that have been at the bakery were there for years, lifers. And I said to myself, I don't want to end up doing that, you know? But I was there for 7.5 years in total, 5 years apprenticeship and 2.5 years, you know, proper engineering and all that good stuff. And then, back then, from a mental health point of view, I went to doctors. But back then, the stigma around what colour tablet was it? And then I ended up didn't taking any tablets for my mental health. So I spent, then you know, all through my apprenticeship and all through that time I struggled. And then I had to get out of there. And I'll be honest with you, one day I broke down in tears. I had to come away from it. I walked out, didn't have a job, went from job to job, and then I ended up doing maintenance up in London. I never earned so much money for doing nothing. But from a mental health point of view, it wasn't challenging enough. But I grew up with controls. The bakery was all controls, yeah? So then what I did is I looked for a pure controls job, and that took me to the British Museum for 2.5 years. And funny enough, where's the jacket, Paul? Where's that blue jacket, mate?
I'm not sure.
I've still got my old jacket from the museum. Here,
Oh, yeah.
here we go, here we go. There you go. I went controls engineer at the British Museum for 2.5 years. That's what I grew up doing. So basically in the buildings I worked at and in the museum, they've what's called a BMS system, building management system. So it's a head end with monitoring computers out in the field, looking at all the heating system, cooling systems, monitoring your water usage, electricity usage, gas usage. In the museum, we're monitoring humidity, temperature, and in the gallery, you know, very critical environments we was doing, and I headed up that piece of kit. So I was the controls engineer for the British Museum. So I already specialised back at the bakery, and then I specialised and got the BMS on my CV. Again, still struggling, still not quite where I wanted to be. Numerous relationships and all that fun and games. You know, smoking in the old doobies and whatnot, up until about 26. Bought a house around 26. But then, like I say, I had to get out, get specialised at the museum. Again, still struggling with mental health. And the guy that pushed me to the museum, I found out, he said that his mate set up a controls company at Westram down in Kent. So I went for an interview, I got the job. So I put my heart and soul into everything I do, and then obviously that was recognised. So Chartwell Controls I went to, I've been there 11 years. Started off as engineer, worked my way up into management, key account management, looking after clients, consultants, all that good stuff. But still struggling with mental health. And obviously with that, I got rewarded, I got shares in the company and all that, director, so was my wife, you know, it was all good, but still struggled with mental health. And in that role, a lot of drinking, stuff up your nose. And it got to a point, God, I wish I needed 18 months ago or so. It was taking its toll on home life. I've got a young family, wife being very supportive, but I'm out drinking every night and all that fun and games, you know, to bring work in and also escaping everything, drinking, drugs, escape normality, you know. And then it took a point I had to say no more. And the company's very supportive. I took time out, went back to the doctors, put on the tablets. That helps me keep me level, right? You know, if you search YouTube, it talks about the black dog. Search, that's where I had that dark cloud in my head all the time, yeah? And the minute I took that tablet, that just helped me level out. Say you get outside the wrong side of the bed, that's where that all comes from, because you're not right up here. You're happy or you're grumpy or you're just there. Yeah. You know, you're not in that right state of mind. So, but then basically during all this time, we had sold the company to Americans as well, and nothing stays the same. So obviously that little percentage of the business wasn't mine anymore. So I started feeling different, and my other colleagues noticed it. And then I had to deal with it, and then what I decided was, you know, literally a year ago, 12 months ago, in June, I took sabbatical leave. So, you know, I've been to see counselling, mental health people, all that fun and games, taking the tablets, but I had to come and do something for me. And then I decided to set up a second-hand car business. So basically I took sabbatical leave a year ago. Actually through me driving one of my cars around, put me in touch with a fellow, Henry, who actually just left the yard space where we are now, and that took me in touch with the owner, Barry. He never thought about renting out a yard space, so we agreed, so I got yard space. Started buying stock. Actually I went live 1st of September last year. Buying and selling cars, meeting different people.
Man, you're doing this for free, mate.
Again, getting up every day, being happy. Trust me, I don't make anything compared to what I used to make, but it's now making happy money, and I'm building something. You know. It's a brand, Horrigan Autos, you know, trying to specialise in retro stuff and first-time buyer cars. Some good months, some bad months, but you have to keep going. And then, again, still on the tablets now. Again, you know, start in December. This unit where we are now, this workshop, was being used by somebody else. They scarpered, then it went empty in December. It was still empty at the end of January. So I had a little chat with the landlord, done a little dance, as my colleague Paul hates me saying. And we agreed a price. I took this unit on as well as my yard space. And as you can see, we've got a little workshop on the go, workbenches, we've got ramps, storage, you know. All of a sudden, from nothing, I've got a yard space, I've got a workshop. It's just that, you know, and being happy every day. That's getting up in the morning, having a nice cup of tea, spending more time with the kids, being very close as a family again. Yeah, it's just part of the journey that I've been on, you know.
It's good. It's good.
It's not. You only get out what you put in, and everywhere I've gone, I've put 110% in. So the minute I lost that percentage of that business, my heart changed. So all of a sudden, I've got no. I'll say not love, but there's no investment in it anymore. It's not mine. And I'd rather have that stress and worry and doing my own thing. Positive message. If you're struggling, reach out for help. Don't be afraid, don't be scared. There's many people out there that want to help you. And people don't always understand, and you've got to take that first step. And then once you take that first step, then people around you are able to support you. And then don't be ashamed of taking a tablet every day. I don't. The minute I talk to people, I know there's people in this room now that take tablets as well. And don't ever be afraid to ask for help. And if you've got that idea, that dream, just go for it. You live once.
Good.
That's the thing. You live once, you get one shot at it, go and give it a go. My parents think I'm crazy doing this. Trust me, I walked away from a very good screw. Very, very good screw. But it ain't all about the money. You know, we've got the work-life balance spot on. In a couple of weeks, we're going away for a whole month to Europe, where my wife's family's from. So we're going to disappear for 4 weeks with the kids, travelling around Europe. How cool's that, you know? This has given me that opportunity to go and do what I want to do.
Good.
So take that gamble. Doesn't work, you've learned, you go again.